Greetings and hello. I'm Radiger. Welcome to my Content Farm, the show where an SCP author makes money off of people who make money off of SCP authors. I'm back from the grave. If you want to see where I was, watch the last video. I look different now, but I haven't had a chance to update my PNG tuber, so you're gonna have to deal with 2022. I know you're very disappointed. Don't cry. Stop crying. Stop crying. Shh, it's okay. Shh. I would like to thank my patrons. Their names are on the screen. They have supported me through my work hiatus. Dear patrons, your support means so much to me. It really does make it a lot easier to buy dinner for your parents. I'm going to become their favorite. My patrons also get early access to my videos, so if you've ever wanted to lord your knowledge of my bullshit over your friends for approximately 1 week, consider signing up. Sometimes, I also tell them secrets, but I won't tell you unless you sign up. Today's special comment comes from user Boris, who writes what might be literally my favorite comment that I have ever gotten in my life. To quote our good friend Boris, "With all due respect, you are not funny. Your stuff about, oh, they removed women because women is, like, superly gay." Thank you for your respect, Boris, but I would like to correct you because I am actually the funniest person who has ever lived. Every comedian who has walked on this earth has personally asked me for advice on how to tell very good jokes, even the ones who died before I was born. They talked to me as a ghost. And you are so correct. I am superly gay. I like women very much. One time, I even held hands with one. So anyway, better luck to the rest of you, but that's a pretty high bar for a special comment. May the odds be in your favor. That shit better be funny. Speaking of commenting, I've been thinking about doing like deep dive videos about these channels, like each of them individually, kind of unpacking their behavior and their origins and stuff. If that's something that you would want to see, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll think about putting more effort into that. Don't forget to subscribe. And you really might want to hit the bell for this one, because I do not have a regular upload schedule. Let's take a look at today's article. SCP-3325 Live Entertainment by X-Fox is a horror article about a mysterious company that manufactures biological organisms in the likeness of children's TV characters, specifically riffing on like Muppets or Sesame Street style puppet characters. It has this classic creepypasta kind of feel and follows a very familiar storyline of hubris, man playing God until their creations become their downfall. The plot is simple and creepy, winding through descriptions of horrific monsters, a few recovered documents, and a nice little plot twist at the end. I would like to note that this video is a commentary and contains clips of another YouTube video that I did not make. But being a commentary and including parts of this other video as elements of a review, it falls under fair use as a transformative work, as it is building on the original material and not reposting or redistributing it. The original source material is licensed under Creative Commons 3.0 as well, as any content directly based on the SCP Foundation must share its license. Should the creator of that source video that this video is commenting on decide to copyright strike this video, it could be considered a violation of United States copyright law. For more information, you can look at the SCP Wiki's own licensing guide, which I have linked in the description. Okay, great. So now that that's out of the way, Detective Void is one of several YouTube channels created by Saraton Media Productions, an animation studio in Kyrgyzstan founded by Malik Osmanov, who I am going to refer to by his first name for the whole video because I'm just really enamored with actually finding the CEO of one of these companies. I found his LinkedIn. He's a handsome fella. Detective Void's video covering SCP-3325 is not inaccurate, per se, but it's a lot like if you wrote every plot beat on an individual card and then tossed them all up into the air and then reassembled them from the pile on the floor. Let's take a look. So, for those uninitiated, Saraton is not super happy with the reality that everything relating to the SCP Foundation as a brand has to be licensed under Creative Commons 3.0. They've butted heads with the Wiki's licensing team in the past because they really want to retain exclusive rights to Detective Void as a character, while also gaining most of their notoriety online from SCP. That's why they specify here that it takes place in an alternate universe. They don't want to release Detective Void under Creative Commons. This wouldn't be a problem if they actually wrote their own original stories. They're actually trying to pivot more toward non-SCP content, but as you can tell from their... hang on, which one is it? This one. Their non-SCP Detective Void channel. It's not going nearly as well So just a tip for you, Malik, from one creative to another, if you make original art that doesn't lean on existing properties that somebody else wrote, you get to have the copyright to yourself automatically. It's just a fun thing I would like to note.
Its first floor is occupied by a television studio, which previously used to record children's TV shows. And on the second floor, there are all kinds of administrative offices. The roof of the complex has a helipad set on top.
Okay, this is going to be important later, I promise. Here is the article. This is the whole article zoomed out as far as I can go. I have annotated it so you can see which plot beats and literary devices happened when. Here it is. This is where Saratan is right now. Got it? Okay, cool.
This creature looks like a long-necked bird, reaching almost 10 feet or 3 meters in height. It cannot fly, but it's able to run fast, reaching speeds of almost 45 miles an hour, or 75 kilometers per hour.
I have a theory that this design is due to the animation staff either not having access to the entire article or only this one description and not being given any additional direction in relation to the premise of this story and how the creatures are supposed to look like children's show characters, specifically like puppets or actors in costumes. Because we've got 10-foot bipedal bird puppet from a children's show. That's Big Bird. It's supposed to look like Big Bird. Not a scientifically accurate cassowary.
Then, Beaky sees the host's hands in its beak, biting until she bled.
Okay, you got it? This is where we are. This is where we're at right now.
41 of them contained embalmed corpses, and each container had a placard with the employee's name, position, date, and cause of death.
Hey, remember this? Remember this thing? This is where we are right now. This is the ending, which they have chosen to reveal 2.5 minutes into the video. But I'm sure they'll have a good narrative reason for doing that, right? Right?
Some audio recordings that were found speak to this. Able to pacify their aggression by means of special collars. Additionally, rapid cellular decay also became a factor along with the uncontrolled aggressive behavior. When suspicious men in black appeared at the complex, it became clear to the project manager that these children's programs were nothing but a front. However, it was dangerous to openly express one's suspicions and doubt. Those who did so at best were fired. At worst, well, I don't even want to talk about it. Embalmed corpses. They pretended to be dead in order to break out of their locked rooms. And they even abused them sometimes with electric shocks, just for amusement. Finally, the day came when the men in black themselves released all the monsters outside. Fingerprints, as well as documents and any evidence of people staying here, except for a few audio and video recordings, were all destroyed. Among them were instances of SCP-3325-1A. The video showed one wearing a hat, but when the guard threw a bottle at it, it turned out that it was not a hat, but a part of the body in the form of a hat. Only these are not reptiles, but mammal-like creatures, densely covered with fur. Tell us, which characters would you like to see come to life in the comments below?
Well, Malik, I was promised a phased bear. I would like to see the phased bear. Don't be a coward. Put him on the screen. As we've been seeing, we're probably not going to find very many cases that butcher articles as badly as the rubber does. This one gets most of the details correct, but as we've seen, the details in no particular order are only part of what makes a story actually good. This video is a story in the way that somebody clumsily recounting a movie plot and stopping themselves periodically to add details that they forgot is a story. Like, yeah, you're gonna know the events that happen, but that's all you're getting out of it. You're not getting the suspense, you're not getting the foreshadowing, you're not getting the emotional journey that actually makes horror fun. This video is not inaccurate. It doesn't remove or rewrite characters, but it does commit what I think is one of the biggest sins that you can commit in writing. It's boring. It's a boring video. The reorganization of the events in the story just ruin the pacing, and they suck all the life out of the cool, scary moments. And I'll be honest, this isn't even an article that I like all that much. I think the dialogue's a little clunky, and it doesn't follow up on itself as much as I would like it to. But Xfox actually put thought into why certain plot beats happened when they did, and Saratan just didn't do that. And even though it's not my favorite article, I still think that 3325 is very worth reading, because it's creepy and it's really fun, and it might be your favorite article, if you actually get to experience it instead of getting a dry, disorganized SparkNotes version. It's been a while, my small viewers. A long time since you have witnessed the glory of the rubric. Longtime fans will remember my glorious spreadsheet for objectively evaluating the accuracy of SCP Content Farm videos. You can see our tier list here. And in an exciting turn of events, Professor Lucius turned out not to actually be a content farm as we know them, but a small team of people that behaves almost indistinguishably from a content farm. More on that in a separate video, because there was some really goofy happenings that occurred after I posted that. And the rubber, of course, has an absolutely abysmal track record. What do you think, Malik? Will your people fare the best? Only one way to find out. Did they remove women? No, they did not. This article is fairly light on actual character development, and the only specified female character was the host, and she was still a woman, so good job. Queer people removed? Nope. There were no queer people. There were kind of barely any people to begin with. The added violence index measures if there was added violence that was not in the original. And we have our first 0. No violence was added that was not present in the original story. Nice work, Malik. Plot deviation index measures how far they strayed from the original plot. I'm giving them a 3, because although all of the pieces were there, they had been reassembled into a boring Frankenstein version of the original story. Sorry, bud. You can try better next time. Tone non-adherence marks how closely their video captured the tone of the original article. And I'm disappointed to say, it didn't. It wasn't really a horror. It was more just like a list of things that happened. There kind of was no tone. I'm disappointed in you, Malik. You seem like a very classy dude who is more than capable of hiring better writers. And here's the one you've all been waiting for: egregious clickbait. The thumbnail of this video, just like the thumbnail of every other content farm that covers this article, features knockoff Five Nights at Freddy's characters, which don't appear in the video anywhere. And the original article is not even about animatronics. And it's funny, because the original article is loosely based on an existing actual piece of pop culture that they could have used to make a clickbait thumbnail, but they chose not to do that for some reason. Like it's literally Scary Muppets. You could have put Bloody Big Bird in the thumbnail and it would have actually been accurate to the story. I don't know how you messed that one up, Malik. I thought we were friends. It's time for the bonus round! All dudes? No. There's a woman. Everyone is white, though. Or at least they're very pale. And that's a bummer. Malik, you have people in your team from all over the world. Not to mention, your Detective Void channel says that you're located in the United States. The US is a very diverse place, Malik. I hope you can do better in other videos. It's time for the final score. Drum roll, please. 61%. You are tied with Professor Lucius. Welcome to the B tier, Malik. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. Remember that everything I say should be taken with the utmost seriousness, because scpwiki.com is a very serious piece of media for very serious people. And if you're feeling an emotion after watching this video, perhaps frustration or disappointment that a channel would give you such a lackluster retelling of a good story, remember that going to the comment sections of these farm channels and being a little asshole to other people doesn't actually help anyone. It just makes you look like a loser. The CEO of Saratan Media Productions, or Brainy, are not going to see your comments. They don't care about what you think. They're here to make money, so don't give them the clicks. There's a reason that I don't link the original videos. Plus, most of the people that watch these channels a lot are like literal children, so harassing anyone for being a fan of one of these channels is equally L behavior. What you can do to actually spite the content farms is support and watch channels that are actually made by and for SCP fans. And better yet, You could even get yourself an actual wiki membership so you can vote on the articles you like or send the author a note about how much you liked it. Here are some good channels you should watch. These are unbiased recommendations and not just my friends and peers who I know. So if you're feeling like leaving a hate comment on a Void video, leave a positive one under one of these instead. If you're an author or an SCP fan and the Content Farm has done your favorite article dirty, put it in the comments. I was making a list of requests, but I'm going to be honest, I lost it. I don't know what happened. I don't know where I was keeping it. If you already sent me a request, you have to send it to me again because I lost it. I'm sorry. Okay, I love you. Bye.